Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mila, you're at my book nook, and today we actually have a very first video of this style of videos because I don't do them, but I decided I'd give it a shot for the month of August. So today we have a prompt jar, picks my August TBR. Now, I do have a prompt jar here. This is a crystal jar that my boyfriend got me. Never did I expect this from someone who wasn't my boyfriend at the time. So I've got a bunch of prompts. I actually dumped out like half of the prompts because it was way too full. So yeah. So basically I'm gonna pick, I think we're gonna do 7 books. I'm gonna pick 7 prompts. I'm going to try to find 7 books that I'm going to read for the month of August. It's a 31-day month, so that should be okay. And honestly, anything on my shelf goes. I do want to focus on books that I haven't read yet, obviously, but if there's a chance for a reread, then I will take that reread. I do not mind. I will do this. So 7 prompts. I've never done this kind of video before, but they seem to be very popular. And I have noticed that a lot of the booktubers I watch that do these sort of videos, they don't always adhere to it particularly strictly. So it made me feel a bit better. And I am terrible at sticking to TBRs. So yeah. Let's pick prompt number 1, I guess. Is this how they do it? I think this is how they do it. They do it. Just like do a little thing. So I'm going to pick something from the bottom. Oh, I think it's 2 prompts. I think it's 2. Which one should I pick? Pick this one. I think I'm supposed to show you guys first. I think that's upside down. Oh, what does that say? Oh, that was middle grade. Okay. So, also I forgot to mention that I will be looking at my Kindle as well. So middle grade, I don't have any middle grade on my shelves because all my middle grade are now my brother's. So off the top of my head, I'm going to pick Farrah, Noorzad, and the Ring of Fate for this because I've been wanting to read it. It's on my fantasy bingo TBR. So yeah, I should probably note these down now that I'm thinking about it. I should probably write these down. All right, so the first prompt was middle grade. And the book I chose for this is going to be Farrah, Noorzad, and the Ring of Fate. There we go. So first prompt pulled, which is fantastic. I hope my hair doesn't interfere with the mic too much. Yeah, all right. So let's go for our second prompt. I'm going to pick this one. Oh, that's another double. There we go. Give yourself full permission to DNF after 20 pages. I don't think there's any books that I'd want to DNF after 20 pages, so we're going to pick again. That did not count. That one fell. We'll pick that for prompt 3, maybe. What does that say? An audiobook. Fantastic. Oh boy. What do I have as audiobooks? I have quite a few audiobooks. Audiobook. Quite a few to choose from. Second prompt. Audiobook. What should I do on audiobook? I'm gonna think. I did have that one book that was called Sinkable, which was about the Titanic. It's like a non-fiction book, and it was really interesting, and I enjoyed it. So that could be an option. Another option is I've been wanting to do like more fantasy on audiobook. I also have to finish A Sorceress Comes to Call as well as Tress of the Emerald Sea. I am going to pull out my computer. My trusty dusty computer that's somehow sitting at 94%. All right, so let's see. All right, I have quite a few. So I have The Second Death of Locke. I have Wool, which is the first in the Silo Saga. I have The Odyssey, the Penguin Classics version. Strength of the Few, Will of the Many. Unicorn Hunters might be a good one. I think I might go for Unicorn Hunters, actually. Although I don't know if I like that. Will I like the audio for this?
Penguin Random House Audio presents The Unicorn Hunters, a novel by Catherine Arden, narrated by Fiona Hardingham, with an afterword read by the author. To Tanya Miller, of all my friends, the most likely to tame a unicorn. Part 1, Chapter 1. The French envoy came to Nantes on the last Sunday of Eastertide, when all the Breton court was still at church, when the hiss of rain and the pealing of bells swallowed the hoofbeats and shouts of his company.
Pause. Time out. All right. So, with that being said, our second book will be Unicorn Hunters. Slay. All right. Our third prompt. I said that the one that fell will be our third prompt. So, she'll pick up the one that has fallen. Highest rated on Goodreads. I'm guessing this will be from like my Goodreads want to read. I just hope that it's not a book that I don't want to read right now. We'll go to my books. And then we'll go to want to read. And then we will go by average rating, highest rated on Goodreads. Okay, I can't do Vengeance in the Moonlight, or Arcane Archives, or Anatomy of a Betrayal. Trade of Blood, I cannot do. Jade Legacy, I cannot do. Wolves of War, I cannot do. Darker Shore, I also cannot do. Oh my god, there's so many that I cannot do. I've read Mistborn. Hunger of the Gods is the second book. Knave in the Moon is the second book. A Drop of Corruption. It's a 4.47. And I can actually read it because I did read the first book. Huh. Alright. So, our third prompt is highest rated on Goodreads, which is, what is it called? A Drop of Corruption. Fantastic. So far, none of these books I have on my physical shelf, so this is fun. Alright, so prompt number 4, shall we? I don't know how people do these every month. Scrap that one. Oh yay, I put it up. Read the shortest book on your shelf. That's a good question, actually. What is the shortest book on my shelf? On shelf. That's a good question, because the shortest book I've read, the shortest book on my shelf, I think I've already read. It is, if I remember correctly, Haunting of Tramp Car 15, which is literally like a novella. And all the other books, I can't even, what would be the shortest book on my shelf? I can't even fathom what is potentially the shortest book on my shelf. Okay, we've got Autobiography of Red, which I've read before. We've got Homeric Hymns, which I've also read before. Picture of Dorian Gray, I've read. So they can't be... I've read all 3 of those. Haunting of Tramp Car 15 is definitely my shortest book. I can't even think what else could be my shortest book. I don't think I have a short book. Is Hannibal a short book? I have like a nonfiction about like Hannibal. It's by Philip Freeman, I think. It's like a nonfiction that my friend got me for my birthday because I'm, you know, ancient history and all that stuff. Not that I know much about Hannibal anyways. Something about elephants. Oh, The Tragedy of Sohrab and Rostam is, I think, pretty short. 179 pages. I could read this in an afternoon. I guess we're going with this. This is basically specifically a poem of a portion of the Shahnameh, which is the Persian Book of Kings, which I've talked about quite a bit on the channel, I think, or I've mentioned it at least. And this actually has like the original Persian alongside the English translation, and this is very much like a poetry translation. So yeah, whereas my copy of the Shahnameh, at least the Penguin one, isn't very poetry-like. It's more prose-ish with, sprinkled with poetry, I guess. So, shortest book on shelf, we're gonna go with Tragedy of Sohrab and Rostam. Tragedy of Sohrab and Rostam. I could read that in the afternoon, although I might want to annotate it, but we will see how that goes. Alright, next up, prompt number 5. Let's do this one. I'm gonna ask my sister to come and pull prompt number 7 because she's 7 years old. Hey, I did it upright. Nope, I did not. Read a book that made you feel homesick for a place you've never been. I guess Tragedy of Sohrab and Rostam could count for that. I guess this could count. The Chukchi Bible. But I don't really want to read this right now. I might have to pull again. No, guys, I'm sorry. I might have to pull again, actually. Homesick for a place I've never been. That doesn't necessarily have to mean my 2 countries, right? So it could be somewhere where I've never been. It's just I want to go there, and I want to go there, basically, right? So it could just be literally anything. Like, it doesn't have to necessarily be my home country. I'm thinking we add fellowship on this. I've never been to Middle Earth. I don't know, guys. Do we add fellowship? Does it make sense with the prompt? I'm homesick for the Shire, and I've never been to the Shire. I think that counts, right? I believe that counts. Homesick. Where did... Is it this one? I don't know where I put it. Homesick for a place I've never been. That's what the prompt said. Homesick for a place I've never been. Fellowship. Obviously, you will likely get a separate reading vlog as far as fellowship goes. So, I think I'm going to make that like a yearly thing where I do like, a regular thing. All right. Is it this one? No, it's not. I threw it somewhere and now I don't know where it went. But, alas. All right. Prompt number 6. Really should like add an arrow. Is that upside down? I can't tell. Fairy tale retelling. I don't think I have a lot of fairy tale retellings on my shelf off the top of my head. I don't think so. The Witch and the Tar I've read. I can't really do that. I don't have any other retellings, like direct ones. Not even vibes, to be honest. I might have to pull again. I can't even think of any on my e-reader, to be honest. Fairy tale retellings. Maybe Sorcerer's Comes to Call? I don't know. But Sorcerer's Comes to Call isn't necessarily a retelling. Sea Kingfisher does retellings, right? Let me pull up with my computer again. Clearly this isn't going. What am I doing? I'm searching up fairy tale retellings. Tale. Ooh. There's... Okay. What was it called? It's... Oh, goodness gracious. Ooh, what is Rootbound? Margaret Owen. Hello? Margaret... Is this the Margaret Owen Holy... What? Wait, do I have Little Thieves? I do have Little Thieves. Little Thieves is a retelling of... What is it a retelling of? What is it a retelling... Rootbound. This is... Sorry, I just discovered that there's a Tangled novel by Margaret Owen, apparently. Okay, Little Thieves is a retelling of... What is it? Yeah, Goose Girl. That's what it is. Okay. So it's a retelling of Goose Girl, which I don't really know anything about. So we shall write that down. Fairy tale retelling. Little Thieves. Now, if you would be so kind to wait so that I can call my sister to pull the 7th prompt, that would be very great, and I would much appreciate it right now. Okay, now it's recording. Okay?
What did you?
Like, you take it like this, and you put it up to the camera, and you go like this, and you pick a prompt, okay? And then you read it out to me.
Okay, why is it recording?
Because it's the 7th prompt, and you're 7 years old.
Okay.
Here. Hold on. Let me angle it down a little so that they can actually see it. There we go. Okay. Put it up to the camera a bit more. No, look forward. There you go. Okay, did you get one?
Yeah.
Alright. Open it up and just read it. Okay, you can put the jar down. What does it say?
Tiny. Read it outside your usual genre lane entirely. What?
Read outside your usual genre lane entirely. Okay. Thank you.
I don't know what that means.
Okay. You don't have to know what it means. I have to know what it means.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You are free to go.
Bye.
Okay, so the last prompt, as you guys saw, was read outside your usual genre lane entirely, and that is literally, that means anything except for fantasy, essentially, because that's literally, fantasy makes up a majority of my reading already, and oh boy, are we very limited in our non-fantasy stuff. I could read another classic. Do I really want to read another classic? Not particularly. I do have a bunch of science fiction I want to read. I do have a historical fiction. Do I really want to put an 800-page book on my August TBR? Like, let's be so for real right now. Let's be so for real. I'm just wondering. I do have a couple of like historical fiction kind of things going on. I have a bunch of nonfiction, that's for sure. That's for damn sure. I sure as hell do. Okay, my usual genre is fantasy. My second usual genre is like classics leaning, so to speak. It is mainly fantasy though. So I could fantasy, science fiction. I'm gonna do science fiction. Velocity weapon's an option. I guess velocity weapon is an option. Velocity weapon is an option. Or something else. Maybe? Oh, what was it? Memory of Empire? Memory of an Empire? Empire. Memory Called Empire. Yeah, by Arcady Martin. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna do A Memory Called Empire because it is science fiction, which is totally out of my comfort zone, totally out of my usual genre. I know that I tend to encompass fantasy with sci-fi, but I do mainly lean towards sci-fi, towards fantasy. So with that being that, I shall put in prompt read outside your usual genre, and that is a memory called Empire. All right. So just to recap, the first prompt I pulled was middle grade, and for that we have Farrah, Noorzad, and the Ring of Fate. The second prompt was audiobook, and for that I chose the Unicorn Hunters. The third prompt was highest rated on Goodreads, so I went to my want to read, and I chose Drop of Corruption, which is the second book in the Shadow of the Leviathan series. The fourth prompt I chose was shortest book on the shelf, and I chose The Tragedy of Sohrab and Rostam. The fifth, Homesick for a Place I've Never Been, and I chose Fellowship of the Ring. Sixth, Fairy Tale Retelling, and I chose Little Thieves. And seventh, Read Outside Your Usual Genre, and I chose A Memory Called Empire. So I've got 3 that I own, and the rest I do not own, which is not the end of the world, but I will be knocking out some fantasy bingo TBR stuff. So with that being said, thank you for watching. This is definitely totally new territory for me, so let me know what your thoughts are and stuff. Again, totally new territory for me. I've never done these. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to accomplish these. Some of these are definitely going to be much easier to read than others, like Tragedy of Sohrab and Rostam. Definitely Farrah, Noorzad is going to be easy to read. Drop of Corruption, I loved the first book, so I'm very excited to continue the series. And any excuse to continue a series, eh? So very excited for this banger lineup, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, stick around. Hopefully this will become a usual video on the channel that I can do every month instead of doing monthly wrap-ups, because I don't read enough in a month. I can do TBR videos instead. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was a bit chaotic, but hope you enjoyed regardless, and I will see you, my friends, next time, and I wish you all the best, and as usual, happy reading.